kids, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie and we are going to be reading back to school or school related books all week this week, and we're kicking it off with The Magic School Bus, Lost in the Solar System, one of my favorites from when I was a kid. Okay, I have to explain a little bit. Also, this is Daisy in the background. Say hi, Daisy. She's my beautiful baby. She's tired. It's past her bedtime. There's a lot going on, as you can see in the pages. So I'm going to read it to you and then I'll show you the pictures. Alright, are you ready? If you need a drink, if you need to go potty, if you need a snack, now is a good time to pause it. If not, we'll get right into it. Ready? We are reading The Magic School Bus, Lost in the Solar System. Here we go. It was trip day again in Miss Frizzle's class. Everyone was excited. We were going to the planetarium to see a sky show about the solar system. Arnold's cousin Janet was visiting our class for the day. I know all of you will be nice to our guests, said Mrs. Frizz. What is the solar system? By John. The solar system is the sun and all the bodies that orbit around it. The 9 planets, their moons, the asteroids, which are chunks of rock, and comets that are balls of ice and dust. So that was the little report. Alright, let's read about the chatter. So Miss Frizzle says, class, an orbit is the path of the planet or other object around the sun. I knew that. I get all A's in school. I have 5 computers. My class went to the planetarium last year. That's this way. What a show-off. Thanks for inviting your cousin, Arnold. This one. She's actually nice when you get to know her. That's Arnold. That's Mrs. Frizz teaching the class. We tried to be nice to Janet. We really did. As we got on the school bus, we told her that Miss Frizzle is the weirdest teacher in school. But Janet wasn't interested. She wanted to tell us about herself. As usual, it took a while to get the old bus started. But finally, we were on our way. As we were driving, Miss Frizzle told us all about how the Earth spins like a top as it moves in its orbit. It was just a short drive to the planetarium, but Miss Frizzle talked fast. What makes night and day? By Phoebe. The spinning of the Earth makes night and day. When one side of the Earth faces the sun, it is daytime on that side. When the side turns away from the sun, it is night. Miss Frizzle says, when the Earth spins, we call it rotates. The Earth makes one complete rotation or turn every 24 hours. Let's see what the students are saying. My school is taller than your school. Our swings are better than your swings. My teacher is weirder than your teacher. She is. Who wants a tall school? Arnold says. This bus is a wreck. At least it started this time. We have new school buses at our school. There they are, still bragging, that girl. There's the big picture. See them getting on the bus, waiting for her to start it. Liza, you okay over there? She's giving herself a bath. When we got to the planetarium, it was closed for repairs. Class, this means we'll have to return to school, said Miss Frizz. We were so disappointed. On the way back, as we were waiting at a red light, something amazing happened. The bus started tilting back and we heard the roar of rockets. "Oh dear," said Miss Frizzle. "We seem to be blasting off." Why are spaceships launched with rockets? By Wanda. Spaceships cannot just fly into outer space. They need rockets to break free from the powerful grip of Earth's gravity. What is gravity? By Michael. Gravity is the force that pulls objects toward the center of the Earth. Other planets have gravity too. Larger planets usually have more gravity. Smaller planets usually have less gravity. Let's hear about the chatter. Back to school. I'm so depressed. My planetarium is always open. We know who said that. Oh, here we go again. Not another crazy trip. Children, we are going through the atmosphere, the layers of the Earth around the Earth. I guess we'll be seeing the solar system after all. My bus has bigger rockets than your bus. Yeah, right, Janet. There they are, going up, up and away. There they are, arriving, and it's closed. Uh-oh, they're taking off. Oh my God, there they go. Exciting. That would be one heck of a ride. I would go. When the roar of the rockets stopped, we looked around. Everything had changed. The bus had turned into a spaceship. We were all dressed in spacesuits, and we were lighter than feathers. We floated above our seats. Far behind in the black sky, we saw the planet Earth getting smaller and smaller. We were traveling in space. We had become astronauts. So cool. Why do people feel weightless in space? By Phil. A spaceship and the people in it both go into orbit around the nearest planet or sun. When this happens, the people are no longer pulled toward the floor of the ship, so they can float around. Let's hear about the conversations. I'm flying higher than you are. Look, it's a UFB. A what? An unidentified flying banana. Look how small the Earth seems from here. Class, notice Earth's blue oceans, white clouds, and brown land. It's beautiful. I think I have to go to the bathroom. There they are, floating. Oh my God, they're in space, guys. They're floating in the bus. There's that floating banana. The Frizz said our first stop would be the moon. We got off the bus and looked around. There was no air, no water, and no sign of life. All we saw were dust and rock and lots of craters. Miss Frizzle said the craters were formed billions of years ago when the moon was hit by meteorites. Meteorites are falling chunks of rock and metal. It was fun on the moon. We wanted to play, but Miss Frizzle said it was time to go, so we got back on the bus. We'll start with the sun, the center of the solar system, said the Frizz, and we blasted off. What makes the moon shine? By Rachel. The moon does not make any light of its own. The moonlight we see from Earth is really light from the sun. It hits the moon and bounces off, the way light is reflected from a mirror. The Moon's Orbit by Amanda Jane. The moon travels in orbit around the Earth, just as the Earth travels around the sun. Let's see what they're saying. This says, your weight and fate on the moon. 85 pounds on Earth is only 14 pounds on the moon. You will travel to far off places. So your weight is different on the moon as well. We're so light on the moon. That's because the moon has less gravity than the Earth. Look how high we can jump. I was in a national jump rope contest. I won, of course. Ah, that girl. Is there a national bragging contest? Ooh, good one. There they are having fun. Oops. On the moon. Looks like a good time, doesn't it? We zoom toward the sun, the biggest, brightest, and hottest object in the solar system. Jets of super hot gases shot out at us from the surface. Thank goodness Miss Frizzle didn't get too close. She steered around to the other side and pulled away. We'll be seeing all the planets in order, class, explained Frizzle. Mercury is the first planet, the closest to the sun. How Hot is the Sun by Flory. At the center of the sun, the temperature is about 15 million degrees centigrade. The sun is so hot, it heats planets that are millions of kilometers away. Oh my goodness. The Sun is a Star by Carmen. Our sun is an average star like the ones we see in the night sky. How Big is the Sun by Gregory. Our sun measures more than 1 million kilometers across. More than 1 million Earths could fit inside it. Oh my God, it's huge. Let's learn about solar flares. They are giant storms on the sun's surface, like a thunderstorm here. That's a solar flare. What are sunspots? Are areas that are cooler than the rest of the sun. So they look like darker spots. These are solar flares. Let's talk about the chatter. You should never look directly at the sun, children. It can damage your eyes. You should never drive a bus directly into the sun either. My school is heated with solar energy. I have a sun deck. I have 10 pairs of sunglasses. Ah, give us a break, Janet. There they are, flying around the sun. They can't land on that one. They'll burn up. Oh, which star do we see only in the daytime? That's easy. The sun. All right. Mercury was a dead, sun-baked planet. This planet is a lot like our moon. There is no water and hardly any air, said the Frizz. Notice the craters on its surface as we pass by. Before long, we felt ourselves being pulled in by the gravity of Venus, the second planet from the sun. Venus was completely covered by a thick layer of yellowish clouds. We will now explore the surface of Venus, said Miss Frizzle. Why are Venus's clouds yellow? By Tim. Earth's clouds are white because they are made of water vapor. Venus's clouds are made mostly of deadly yellow poison called sulfuric acid. Oh my goodness. Your weight and fate on Mercury, 80 pounds on Earth means 32 pounds on Mercury, so it's still less than Earth. You will vacation in a sunny spot on Mercury. Let's see what they're talking about on the bus. The sun looks twice as big here as it does from Earth. That's because Mercury is so close. Too close. Let's go. We're gaining weight and we haven't even had lunch. We will be heavier here than on the moon or Mercury because Venus has more gravity. So, their weight on Earth is 85 pounds. It's 77 on Venus, so not that far off. Your future looks cloudy. So does Venus. Venus is very cloudy. This is Mercury. This is Venus. Gassy Venus and burnt up Mercury. Below the clouds, Venus was as dry as a desert. The ground was covered with rocks, and it was hot. It was about 400 degrees centigrade. That's much hotter than an oven baking cookies. Oh my goodness. The air was so heavy we could feel it pressing down on us. Miss Frizzle said there might be volcanoes around too. We said, let's get out of here. Our next stop is Mars, the red planet, fourth from the sun, announced the Frizz. On our way, we'll be passing through the orbit of Earth, the third planet. The bus lifted off with a roar. It Never Rains on Venus by Dorothy Ann. Venus's clouds never make rain because it is too hot for rain to form. Any liquid on Venus dries up instantly. Oh my goodness. Why is it so hot on Venus? By Ralph. Venus's atmosphere has a lot of carbon dioxide gas in it. Carbon dioxide acts like a blanket to hold heat in, so it traps all that hot air right on the planet. When heat is trapped like this by a planet's atmosphere, it is called the greenhouse effect. So it comes in and it stays in and it heats the room and it can't get out. That's what Venus is like. I'm sorry, that's... show you the picture. They're arriving on Venus. As we came close to Mars, we passed its 2 moons, which are called Phobos and Deimos. I can never say those right. Compared to our moon, they are tiny, and they weren't even round. Looking down, we saw a huge cannon. Miss Frizzle said it was as long as the United States. There was a volcano 3 times taller than the tallest volcano on Earth. And all around there were channels that looked like dried up riverbeds. Why aren't Mars' moons round? By John. Large moons are round because of their gravity. Billions of years ago, when large moons formed, their gravity pulled in their material evenly and made them round. The moons of Mars are so small that they didn't have enough gravity to be around. That's why they didn't have enough gravity. Is there life on Mars? By Molly. No life has been found on Mars. Living things need water, and there is no liquid water on Mars. So space scientists think life probably cannot exist there. So their weight is 85 pounds on Earth, and it's only 32 pounds on Mars. So that's a big difference. This is Deimos, and it's 9 miles long. That's one of the moons. That's the other moon. And that one is called Phobos, and that's 18 miles long. That's the volcano. That's taller than ours on Earth. Oh, they also have a polar ice cap. Canyons, deep crevice canyons, channels. Let's see what they're talking about. Those are moons? They look like potatoes with craters. Long ago, there may have been water in those channels. Yes, but today, all Mars water is frozen in the polar ice caps. Earth is the best planet for life. That's why I live there. Janet likes to be the best. We noticed. Things will look rosy soon on Mars. So if they could unfreeze all that water, maybe there would be life one day. What do you think? I think we could live on Mars if we had to. We landed and started walking around. Suddenly, a huge dust storm blew up. Miss Frizzle said dust storms on Mars can last for months. They may cover the whole planet. We scrambled back to the bus and headed out. Mars is the last of what we call the inner planets. Miss Frizzle shouted above the roar of the rockets. We will now be going through the asteroid belt to the outer planets. Why is Mars red? By Arnold. Mars looks red because there is a lot of rusty iron in its soil. The sky looks pinkish because of the red dust in the air. What are the inner planets? By Alex. The inner planets are the 4 planets closest to the Sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. The 4 inner planets are all hard and rocky. Let's talk about the chatter. What are they saying? Are there any aliens here? Well, I don't see any. Don't be too sure. Isn't space travel exciting, Arnold? I really prefer film strips. There they are, walking around on Mars. getting back on the bus before they get stuck in the sandstorm, or windstorm, I should say. Thousands of asteroids were spinning all around us. All at once we heard the tinkling of broken glass. One of our taillights had been hit by an asteroid. Miss Frizzle put the bus on autopilot and went out to take a look. She kept on talking about asteroids over the bus radio. Suddenly there was a snap. Miss Frizzle's tether line had broken without warning, and the rockets fired up and the bus zoomed away. The autopilot was malfunctioning. Oh my God. The asteroid belt by Shirley. The area between the inner and the outer planets is called the asteroid belt. It is filled with thousands and thousands of asteroids. What are asteroids by Flory? Asteroids are chunks of rock and metal in orbit around the sun. Scientists think they are building blocks of a planet that never formed. The largest asteroid is only 1/3 the size of our moon. Most asteroids are the size of houses or smaller. I wish she'd come inside, they said. Now she's stuck floating in space. What are they going to do? They're on the bus by themselves. They're lost in space, guys. Oh, it says, kids, I'll meet you later. Later. Come in, Miss Frizzle. Do you read me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, on the radio, Miss Frizzle's voice grew fainter and fainter, and then she was gone. We were on our own. We were lost in the solar system. Oh my God, scary. Most of us were too scared to move, but Janet started searching the bus. In the glove compartment, she found Miss Frizzle's lesson book. As she began reading from it, a huge planet came into view. Class, this is Jupiter, Janet read. It's the first of our planets and the largest planet in the solar system. We thought the school bus was going to land, but there was no solid ground to land on. Jupiter is a gas giant, a planet made almost entirely of gas. As we left Jupiter, we wondered and worried, would we ever get home? What is Jupiter's Great Red Spot? By Gregory. The red spot is probably a huge storm of swirling gas that has lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years. Let's see what they're saying. She shouldn't touch all Miss Frizzle's things, but this is an emergency. Boy, Miss Frizzle plans everything. Miss Frizzle, where are you? Don't worry, you'll lose those extra pounds soon. Ooh, so on Earth, Arnold is 85 pounds. And on Jupiter, he is 247 pounds. Oh my goodness, it goes up on Jupiter. This is the great red spot right here that they were talking about. The gas that's been burning. Jupiter is so big that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside. Oh my goodness. Pretty cool. How are they going to get Miss Frizzle back? What do you guys think? Hope she's got a rocket pack. The next sight made us forget our troubles. It was Saturn, a gas planet like Jupiter. It had swirling clouds and lots of moons. But the most incredible thing about Saturn was its rings. It was the most beautiful planet in the solar system. What are Saturn's rings? By Rachel. Saturn's rings are made of ice, rock, and dust, all in orbit around the planet. So, on Earth, Arnold is 85 pounds, and on Saturn, he is 90 pounds. So you gain 5 pounds on Saturn. I don't like it. I don't want to be heavier. The Floating Planet by Phoebe. Saturn is made of materials that are lighter than water. If there were a bathtub big enough, Saturn could float in it. Oh my goodness. Could Saturn take a bath? Yes, but it might leave a ring. There are thousands of rings around Saturn, class. They look like the grooves in a photograph record. Or phonograph record, sorry. Saturn is the grooviest planet, man. So, it must be a big hit. They like Saturn. Here's Saturn taking a bath. Those are the rocks that make up the rings. Pretty cool, huh? Next was Uranus, a blue-green gas planet with faint gray rings and moons. Some scientists think they might be made of chunks of graphite, the material used in pencils on Earth. The bus was going faster and faster, and we couldn't control the autopilot. So we swept past stormy Neptune, another green-blue planet, 8th from the sun. All we could think about was finding Miss Frizzle. So on Earth, Arnold is 85 pounds. On Uranus, he's only 73 pounds. And on Neptune, he's 97 pounds. So he gains weight on Neptune. The Tipped Over Planet by Ralph. Uranus spins differently from the other planets. It seems to be lying on its side compared to most other planets in the solar system. Interesting. How long is a year? By Tim. A year is the time it takes for a planet to go all around the sun. Neptune and Uranus are so far away from the sun that they have very long years. 1 year on Uranus is 84 Earth years. Oh my goodness. Neptune's year is 165 Earth years. Oh, wow. Methane gas in its atmosphere makes Uranus look blue. Neptune is the last of the giant gas planets. We're almost out of gas ourselves. Oh no. You look kind of blue yourself. I'm freezing. That's because we're so far from the sun. And the nearest service station is 400 million kilometers away. You will have a birthday every 165 years on Neptune. Wow, that'd be a long time to wait for a birthday. There they are, running out of gas. We were going so fast, we almost missed seeing the 9th planet, tiny Pluto, and its moon, Charon. We were so far away from the sun that it didn't look big anymore. It just looked like a very bright star. We were leaving the solar system. Janet flipped rapidly through Miss Frizzle's book. Suddenly she found something new, the instructions for the autopilot. We punched an asteroid belt on the control panel. Slowly the bus turned around. It was working. We were going back. So Arnold is 85 pounds on Earth and he's only 1.5 pounds on Pluto. So wow, that's tiny. Is Pluto a real planet? By Wanda. Some scientists think Pluto was once a moon of Neptune. It may have escaped from the orbit around Neptune. Then it became a real planet in orbit around the sun. Pluto was the last planet discovered in the known solar system. There's nothing out there but stars. Maybe there's a 10th planet waiting to be discovered. It'll have to wait. I hope Miss Frizzle is waiting too. Janet really saved the day. I told you she's a good kid. Beyond Pluto, Stars and More Stars by Alex. Beyond our solar system are billions and billions of stars. There are so many stars that they are so far away that our minds cannot even imagine it. Some of those stars may have planets, and some of those planets could have life on them, just like our Earth. Oh my goodness. I wonder how many planets are out there that we haven't found. I bet hundreds. Do you think there's other people on an Earth somewhere? I do. When we reached the asteroid belt, there was Miss Frizzle. With Frizzle back at the wheel, the bus headed straight for Earth. We re-entered the atmosphere, landed with a thump, and looked around. We were in the school parking lot again. The rockets were gone. The spacesuits were gone. The bus was a wreck, but everything was back to normal. Hey, that asteroid is dressed funny. That's not an asteroid. That's Miss Frizzle. Boy, am I glad to see her. Me too. Boys and girls, we are arriving on Earth, the third planet from the sun. Thank goodness. Hello again, old friend. Kissing the ground. Finally, they got Miss Frizzle and they're back on Earth. Everybody's okay. And that would be an awesome field trip. In the classroom, we made a terrific chart of the planets and a mobile of the solar system. Wow, so they made a big long chart of all the different planets, and then they made a giant mobile. It's a pretty productive day. They went to space and made all that stuff. At last, it was time to go home. It had been a typical day in Miss Frizzle's class. Now we had only one problem. Would anyone ever believe us when we told them about our field trip? We went to outer space today. Of course you did, dear. My favorite planet was Jupiter. No, maybe Mars. Oh, of course Saturn was gorgeous too. Mom, make him stop. And there was Miss Frizzle floating among the asteroids. What an imagination. We could have been lost in space forever. Eat your salad, honey. So none of their parents believed them when they told them where they had been. The end. I hope you liked it. I hope you had fun on our trip. It was kind of like a field trip with Miss Frizzle, wasn't it? I love the Magic School Bus. If you want to watch the show, The Magic School Bus, go to my playlist or have your mommy go to or daddy go to the playlist. I have a Magic School Bus with all the episodes I could find in there. So go ahead and watch them. They're fun. And I'll see you all tomorrow with another book about going back to school. I'll see you all later. You know what's coming, right? Be good to your parents. Be good to your siblings and your elders. But most importantly, be good to you. See you all next time. Bye.